Hey everyone, I am glad to be back, and for those of you that are fathers or single moms, so you're playing the role of both the mom and the dad, I hope you had a wonderful Father's Day. We had an amazing Father's Day with our son and daughter-in-law and two of our grandkids, so I am glad to be home, glad to be back here with you. And I think we're going to have some fun today. We're going to make a sweet treat that is key lime. And key lime is, without exception, one of my very favorite things in the whole world. Okay, so you know what? We are not going to waste time because we need to do this. So we've got work to do. Let's get at it. Let's do it. Okay, let me show you where we are. Okay, now in a pot, just a saucepan, we want to keep this on low, and I'm going to just mess things up already. We're not going to turn that on quite yet, because before we do that, we are going to add 3/4 of a cup, or 175 milliliters of key lime juice. Now, I am using bottled key lime juice because where I live, very rarely do you ever see key limes. So, we are just going to do it with bottled juice. At any rate, it is amazing. This is Joe and Nellie's, I think. Is that right? I think that's right. Oh, Nellie and Joe's. And you can order this on Amazon. So just look for key lime juice on Amazon and you can order it from there, and you will not be sorry that you did. Okay, now to this, I am adding 1 cup of allulose. Now, I have allulose in my house. If you do not, you have 2 choices. You can use a monk fruit erythritol blend or straight erythritol. If you do that, if you use erythritol, what you're going to find is you end up with, oh, good morning, Mom. You end up with these crunchy little bits of magic in whatever sauce you're making. As it cools, the erythritol crystallizes, and it's wonderful as long as it doesn't ruin the mouthfeel for you, and as long as you know it's there. Now, the other option that you have is to use xylitol, and xylitol is awesome. It does, for some people, cause a little bit of gastric upset, so that's something to keep in mind. And really, I suppose anything can do that. At any rate, we are using allulose today, and you can use that or not. It's up to you. And I'll tell you, those crunchy little crystals that you find, you're not going to be sorry about that. Now, we are going to use 3 whole eggs. Now, usually when you're making a curd, you use only the egg yolks, but in this one, we are going to use 3 whole eggs and 3 egg yolks. So that's going to add a little more fat, a little more protein. It's going to make this absolutely delicious. I am cracking my room temperature eggs. That's important. Cracking my room temperature eggs in a bowl before I put them in. That way you have a chance to take out any shells. Usually I do 1 at a time. That way, if you have a bad one, you have an opportunity to get it out of there. Now, the next thing we are going to do is 3 egg yolks. And the egg yolks give any kind of curd a beautiful, creamy texture that everybody loves. And you can do this with lemon. You don't have to just use key lime juice. You can use lemon juice. You can use regular lime juice, Meyer lemons, whatever you have, whatever sour citrus you have, and adjust the sweetness. Adjust the sweetness for you. And I just put my egg whites in one bowl that I didn't need to. Okay, now I am not using an egg, well, I am using an egg separator. I'm using the egg separator that came with the eggs. How awesome is that? They don't even charge you extra for them, although at the price of eggs right now, I suppose maybe we are paying extra for these egg separators. Okay, and the eggshell goes into my compost bucket. Do you compost things in your house? So if you garden at all, composting is a wonderful way to get some awesome nutrients in your soil. And I'm told, and I'll let you know later if this works, if you save your coffee grounds and put them in your garden, you may be able to keep cats out of it. So I will keep you posted on that, because we have some cats in our neighborhood that seem to think that our backyard should be a litter box. But that is a whole nother story. Now, just let me grab my cloth. Look at how organized I'm not this morning. Now, what are you doing on Sunday? I am going to a family picnic today. And because we're not going to be here before this date, I just want to say happy birthday to my mom. So her birthday is on June 27th. So if you're watching this live or you're watching it before the 27th, on the 27th, a month after the 27th, I don't care. Give a shout out to my mom and say happy birthday to her. And in my coffee this morning, cream and sugar-free almond. It is wonderful. Now we are going to turn this. We are not going to turn it on 4. We're going to turn it on 3, and it is so important that you whisk this. You need to get everything all included in. I'm going to do something nice for you guys. I'm going to use my silicone whisk, and that way it doesn't make so much noise. So what did you do for Father's Day? Did you celebrate with a father? Did you celebrate the fact that as a single mother you got to play both roles a lot of the times? And same is true on Mother's Day. For the fathers that are playing both roles for their kids, you should be celebrating the fact that you do that. I'm going to turn this up a little bit because we are whisking and whisking and whisking. Now you can use an electric mixer in here, but I didn't think you guys would like that very much. So we got to go to a town about 2 hours from where we live and spend some time with our youngest son and his wife and 2 of our grandchildren. And we had a wonderful time. And even though we were with a fairly large group of people who were not doing keto, we had an amazing keto meal. We had surf and turf and lobsters flown in fresh from the Maritimes in Canada, and they were absolutely delicious. And everyone had such a good time. And even though there were things there that were definitely not keto friendly, there were a lot of things there that were. So you have to look at where you're going and look at what it is that you want to do, what you want to accomplish for yourself. And you need to make it happen. And I'm very lucky that my daughter-in-law is an amazing cook. Oh my goodness, I gotta tell you, she is just absolutely an incredible cook, incredible baker, and she is so considerate. So she made sure that there were options there that were going to be good for anyone who was keto, and those options are also wonderful for people who are not. So one of the things that we had last weekend, and we'll have to do it one day here, is we had cabbage steak. So slices of cabbage baked in the oven with a little bit of cream, a little bit of butter, a little bit of Parmesan, salt and pepper over top. It was wonderful. So, there are things that you can make that maybe you want to keep it just for yourself because it's a little more expensive, but that's a really economical way to add something to your meal to take the place of a starch or whatever other component you're leaving out. And if you don't want salad, you want something hot, that's a wonderful hot vegetable. So it was an incredible way to end a trip that was not so incredible. But the upside of having to go to a family funeral, and boy, I'll tell you, when it's someone that you love, you really have to search for an upside. But getting to see a lot of family, reconnect with a lot of family that you hadn't connected with for a while, that really is an upside. And so we got to see cousins and second cousins and an aunt that we hadn't seen for a very long time, and it really was an incredible trip. Okay, now that we have this going here, we are going to add just a pinch of salt, and we are going to add 1 tablespoon of lime zest. Now this is not key lime zest, because I don't have key lime zest, but every time I buy a lime that I'm not using the zest for, I zest it first and I dehydrate it. And that sounds like I've gone to a lot of trouble, but really, you just put it on a piece of parchment paper on a pan, and within a few hours or by the next day, it is all dehydrated. Now, oh, look at that. We are just going here. I'm turning this down. This is thickening up beautifully already, and one of the things about adding whole eggs in here is it is going to make it a little bit thicker, and depending on what you're using it for, that's really important. Now, I am going to be using this as a filling for a cake, and I gotta tell you, I kind of thought that my mom might not be watching this video live, but the fact that she is okay. Now she'll be able to anticipate what I'm bringing to our family picnic, where again, I'm going to be hanging out with people that I haven't necessarily seen recently, that are family that I love very much, and I am just absolutely thrilled that we're doing this. Now, to figure out whether or not your curd is done, grab a wooden spoon or a wooden something. This isn't exactly a spoon, but it'll work. And does your curd coat the spoon? If you draw a line like that, first of all, you get to do a taste test. Second of all, the fact that that line has stayed there means this curd is done. Already. See how long that didn't take? And you just have to, okay, just a second. Got to take care of this. If I set it down like this, it's going to make a mess. Oh my. That is amazing. I love key lime. Key lime is one of those flavors that it's brand new. Every time you taste it, your mouth gets excited. Now, once that will coat the back of a spoon. Once it's as thick as you want it, you want to add cold butter, about a tablespoon at a time, and 6 tablespoons, or half a cup, or 112 grams. So if you buy quarter-pound sticks of butter, use 1. And we're just dropping those little lumps in there. And then we're going to stir this. Now, 2 things are true when you do it this way. You are going to end up with this beautiful, silky, velvety curd. And you've added extra fat. So while we do have, now let me see here. How many grams of carbs did we add in here? Well, what do you know about that? 0 grams of carbs in 1 teaspoon. I will have to do the math on that. But as we add this in here, and you're probably able to see this, it's getting this beautiful sheen to it, and that is the butter melting into the curd. It's important that you keep stirring this until the butter is all incorporated. You don't want your curd to split. Now, the other thing that having cold butter is doing is it's bringing the temperature of this down very quickly. And because I need to use this fairly quickly, I am going to put it in a container and put it in an ice bath. But this is what I wanted to build with you today. So, 15 milliliters or a tablespoon of lime zest, 220 grams or 1 cup of allulose or whatever keto sweetener you choose, 175 milliliters or 3/4 of a cup of lime juice, lemon juice, key lime juice, pick your sour juice, and then 3 whole eggs and 3 egg yolks. And you can take those egg whites, put them in the fridge, and maybe make a meringue later. I happen to have a husband who loves meringue cookies, so maybe I will do something nice for him. So, and for any of you that are watching, that are liking this video, please give it a thumbs up, hit some hearts, hit the subscribe, the like, the follow, hit all the things and do all the stuff so that we can hang out here every Sunday morning, almost every Sunday morning, at 10 a.m. Mountain, where we will generally be doing something that is delicious, nutritious, always keto, which also makes it diabetic friendly, paleo friendly. So we are using whole foods. Now this, if you look at this, this is absolutely beautiful. Let me see if I can give you a good shot of this. It is gorgeous, and you cannot see how beautiful this is, but I can. Now, we are just going to do one more little taste test. Oh, and that is just absolutely thick and beautiful and amazing. And with the butter in it, speechless. Yep, that is incredible and so easy, and it only took us a few minutes. So get your half a cup of butter out, get your lime zest, your allulose, your lime juice, your whole eggs, your egg yolks, and if you don't want to use whole eggs, if you don't want to use your egg whites, then use, well, that would be 6 egg yolks. If you wanted to take the egg whites out, I think I would probably go with 8 egg yolks, maybe. I don't know. But one way or the other, this is incredible, and I am very excited to take this dessert to our family picnic. Please, please, reach out to someone that you love and tell them that you love them. Or better yet, go and see them and give them a hug and tell them that you love them. And if you're watching this, don't forget to leave a note in the comments saying happy birthday to my mom, because she is a very special lady. And I am absolutely thrilled that I get to go and hang out with her today, because there has just been so much insanity in my life in the last little while that I haven't gotten to spend nearly as much time with my mom as I should have wanted to. You need to make time for the people and the events that are important to you. So, do that. That's your homework for this week. Because by reaching out to people and telling them that you love them, you're letting people reach out to you and tell you that you're loved as well. And that's very important. Okay, now I told you that I was going to put this in an ice bath. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to do that. So this container will have the ice in it. This one that will sit in there without falling over or dropping in will have the, oh, you're welcome, Mom. Will have the key lime curd in it. And I'm just letting it cool a little bit in the pot because I don't want to put anything too hot in something plastic. So when we are done hanging out here together, I will put that in the ice bath. Doing that right now, not really fair to you guys because I'm going to be making ice noises. I should have had this ready before, but I did not. And if you want your ice bath To work a little bit faster, be a little bit colder, sprinkle a little bit of salt on your ice. It's true. It will lower the temperature of your ice. You do it when you're making ice cream. You can do it in an ice bath as well, and it will cool things off much more quickly. Now, we are not quite at 10:30 right now, but I think we might end a few minutes early so I can concentrate on getting this ready. If you have any questions or comments that you would like me to see before we go, I would love for you to put them in the chat. And if you don't have any questions or comments right now, by all means, if you're watching the replay, feel free to put them in there as well. I love hearing from you guys. This is absolutely one of my favorite parts of the week, and I'm always honored when you join me, whenever it is that you get to join me. And my goal is to make you just a wee little bit jealous. So, because we are going to get to eat this, and you have to do it. You just have to do it. So, keto, is it something you should be doing? It is definitely something that you should be doing some research on. Talk to some health professionals. Find out what kind of an effect it will have on whatever health conditions you have. And don't forget to add a little bit of collagen to your coffee or your juice or whatever it is that you're drinking to help lubricate those joints and to help make your skin healthy and do the things that you need to do to make you healthy, to keep you moving, and don't let anybody talk you out of it. You have to look in the mirror and say very sincerely to yourself, am I worth it? And I hope your answer is yes, because it should be. And whether we've met or whether we haven't, you are worth it to me, because I know how powerful using an appropriate ancestral diet is. I know what it can do for your health. I know what it can do for your weight. I know what it can do for several different health conditions. And I know what it can do even if it can't fix something. If you are waiting for a knee replacement or a hip replacement or whatever it is that you're waiting for, it's not going to rebuild that joint, but it most definitely is going to help with the lubrication so that the pain isn't as bad. It doesn't happen overnight, but it happens. And doing keto before surgery, during your surgical time, and for at least 30 to 60 days afterwards is going to help you heal. It's going to help reduce the inflammation. So I want you to think about this. I'm going to leave you with this week. When you are deciding whether or not you should make this key lime curd, this is a health food that will help reduce inflammation. There you go. That's all I got. It's a health food. And if you can eat stuff like this that tastes this amazing, and it's a dessert, and it's going to help you with your health, why would you not? Why would you not? Okay, I got to go because I'm also going to make some mayonnaise to take with me today. And I have stuff, and I have to do all the things for the people that I love, that I'm going to go hang out with today. So please do your very best to be the best version of you that you can be this week. It's not going to be perfect, but it is a goal to reach for. And if you reach for it, next week you can reach for it again. And every week you will get a little bit better, a little bit stronger. Look in the mirror. Know that you're worth it. And I will see you next week, 10 a.m. Mountain, and we will do something else delicious. And just another little shout out. Happy birthday to my friend Andy. She is an amazing lady, and I hope